At Manston Airport left work for the last time. Its controversial closure was swiftly followed by a long and loud campaign to get it flying again. UKIP and Tory politicians pledged to save the airport in their election campaigns.
And tonight, more than 100 former airport workers are staging a vigil at the airport, demanding that those election promises are kept. But is that even possible? Well, live to Manston shortly, but first this report from John Ryle.
In its 100-year history as a military and civilian airport, Manston has seen numerous airlines, logos and liveries come and go. And tonight, a year after it closed, there are new colours dominating the site. The colours not of an airline, but of a political party. Vote UKIP and we'll get Manston flying again, was the party's pledge in the general and local elections. And now UKIP-controlled Thanet Council plans to seize control of the site via a CPO, a compulsory purchase order, and sell it to an airport operator.
51 of 56 councillors are in favour of the CPO. That's a resounding public demonstration of support on what they want done. And I think if we're ever going to be seen as being different from the other main parties that people feel have let them down, we have to go through with what we have promised to do and make sure it's seen through until the end, which I believe will be airplanes flying at Manston again.
Strong words, but will it happen? Can it happen? Manston's 800 acres are now owned by businesswoman Anne Gloag, who has a 20% stake, and regeneration specialists Trevor Cartner and Chris Musgrave, who hold 80%. They're the duo driving the redevelopment of the Pfizer site in Sandwich. More than 2,000 people now work there. Their ambition for Manston? Businesses, shops, homes, sports facilities, 4,000 jobs. And they say the attempt to block that with a CPO will fail. There's no foundation on which a CPO can be progressed, they say in a statement. This has more to do with politics than the interests of the public. If Thanet Council continues, it will have wasted taxpayers' money on a venture it could not win. But UKIP and Thanet's two Tory MPs favour the CPO, as does the American aviation company River Oak, which wants to buy Manston, as do hundreds of Save Manston campaigners. Succeed or fail, the bid for a CPO would be a hotly disputed process that could run for years, clocking up a huge legal bill for the losers.
Well, John Ryle is live at Manston Airport now. John, a year on, and judging by the crowds behind you, there's still strong feeling that the airport should be reopened.
Yes, there certainly is, Sangeeta. As you can see, the first wave of campaigners have now arrived. Many more are expected in the course of the next hour or so. And the appetite for this campaign has been sharpened greatly by the Save Manston pledges that we heard during the election campaign from both UKIP and the Conservatives. And I'm joined now by the Thanet North Tory MP, Sir Roger Gale, who's been campaigning long and hard on this issue. I mean, realistically, what are the chances now of success with a CPO and an airport operator buying this place?
I think the chances are very good indeed. There's a very strong case for a CPO in the public interest. We now have a local authority, 2 members of parliament, all determined to work on a cross-party basis to get together and get planes flying again from this airport.
Now, CPOs aren't generally used to, rescue failed private sector enterprises. Why should that happen in this case?
We need this airfield in the national interest. We said this before the election, we're saying it after the election. It wasn't an election issue, it isn't now. The country needs Manston. It needs it for search and rescue. It needs it for diversion. It needs it to take freight while other decisions are being taken. So there is a very strong public interest case for getting this airport open, getting planes flying here again.
But there's a regeneration company here now with big ambitions for this site that could mean, among other things, 4,000 jobs. Is there a danger this campaign could scupper that?
That's a 20-year plan downstream. Houses for people with no jobs, industrial units for people with no industry. We've got something here that's very special and very necessary. This will create jobs, and it'll do it far faster. And we need to concentrate on the game in hand. There is no plan B.
Right, so Roger, thank you very much indeed. Well, the understanding is that if the CPO application, if that process is permitted, if the CPO application is successful, two very big ifs, there could be planes flying here again in a year or so.
John at Manston, thank you.
In other news, 3